Today we're gonna be transforming my Corvette with a vinyl wrap. We're gonna go from a boring black, and I know that may sound messed up, but everyone has a black car. It's kind of regular traffic, to this very cool color. So I'm gonna show you guys the full process. Now I did also decide to get rid of the wheels that came with the car, and I put on the other wheels. I sold the Kanze, I think that's how you say it, I'm not entirely sure, for around 1,500 bucks, and then that opened up the budget to get some C6 ZR1 wheels, so that's why I got these in chrome. I thought they looked a lot better, and I did away with those. Now, with the C7 Grand Sport wheels, we were actually having a rubbing issue because my brake ducts are still on this car, so when you would turn the wheel, you would hear it very audibly, and you'd also feel it. It's just because it's a big piece of plastic touching that tire. Now, I'm not sure if you guys saw the keys vlog. If you want to see it, make sure to check it out in the right-hand corner of the screen. But the Corvette got really dirty from that road trip, and before I continue wrapping it, I want to give it a good wash. So this is my company right here. It is Zesty Wash. If you guys want to check it out, it's linked in the description below. It's got an artificial wax. It also smells like strawberries, and it's super good. So I'm going to demo it on the Corvette to clean it up before we continue the wrapping. Let's do it.
You see these results? Nothing could look better. Click the link below and get zesty.
A few moments later.
Big thank you to Carbon Fiber for sending this out to me. If you guys recall, they did my Camaro steering wheel where we had that whole debacle. But now we're gonna put this one on the Corvette. Hopefully it's smooth sailing. We're not looking for a repeat of last time. So just to show you all, it does match up quite well with the wrap. It's not a direct match. It's kind of hard to get it, but the pink is close enough. So I really like how this is gonna look. So this guy, if you lift up the yellow tab, you can basically use a flathead to get it off the back of that. This guy, you push in and counterclockwise, it'll pop out. And then the last one is a black ground for the airbag, which is right here. A lot of people don't recommend using the 3-prong puller. They say it's not the right puller, and I'm gonna go ahead and agree with them. It was very difficult to get this steering wheel off, so I somehow got it around like this, right? And when I finally got it, it popped. But that was after about an hour and a half of attempts of trying to tweak it. And I ended up cutting off the plastic backing that comes on the steering wheel. So that's what I'm talking about. I completely cut that off because we won't be reusing it. And all I'm gonna say is that if you don't wanna end up doing this to fit the claw behind it, the 3-prong one, make sure you pick up the proper claw. So if you look on the forums, a lot of people will recommend a different type of steering wheel puller. Yeah, get it.
One eternity later.
Now, obviously, a lot of the car is already wrapped because I put in those hours and I grinded it out. It took a very long time. I mean, the color looks really good. We've honestly got 2 doors, 2 rocker panels, and then a fender left. And I wanted to share a tutorial with you guys as to how to wrap in case you want to do this at home. So we'll break it down step by step, starting with the prep and then the actual laying of the wrap so you all can get a general idea. I'm just glad that the on paper most difficult parts, which were the front and rear bumpers, are squared away. It took me over about 15 hours to do both of them, so I'd estimate 16 and a half front and back, which is really a lot of time. I wrapped the front bumper on the Corvette. Now, truth be told, I've already been working on this bumper for more than a few hours doing all of the inlays. Those are the little pieces you see right there. You can't just wrap this bumper in one big piece because it's too much tension and it'll lift. So you have to use a technique called inlays in order to cover the smaller portions and do it in separate pieces. Well, guess what? All of my inlays are done, so that means I can lay the big piece. Let's get to it. So now that the main piece is laid, I'm on the super tedious part of matching up all the inlays with the main wrap, so everything is hidden. Told you guys this wasn't fun. I already spent around 6 hours on inlays, and then on top of that, another 5.5 just doing this main part. So yeah, this is a very long process. So this is the front license plate cover that goes right there. Somebody decided to do a very bad vinyl job on it, and a lot of the paint is chipping up with it. So we're gonna try and remove this, and then I'll have to wrap over this too. So we got two options here for badges. I think I'm gonna go with this one because it matches up with the wrap a lot better. So let's put it on. This is the OEM. Poke number 1, poke number 2. Thank you. I can't be your boyfriend. That's good. So we got a fresh badge on the back. This bird's, man. And then on the front too. So I'm really excited that the front bumper is finally done. It took over 12 hours to do it, and that is the hardest part of the car to wrap.
Later.
Now, welcome to class. Today's subject matter is rapping. We're not teaching anybody here how to bust out any rhymes. We're talking about a good old vinyl rap. So let's do it. Step 1, the door. Need to go ahead and remove the door card, which is this on the inside, because guess what? This mirror needs to come off so that we can actually lay the vinyl wrap down this way. Now this part right here is gonna be very sketchy. It's gonna sound really bad, like you're breaking stuff, but if you're careful and you pry evenly all around, you won't break anything. So there you have it. That is the entire door card off. These are the plastic clips you really wanna be careful with. Just finesse it. I didn't need any trim removal tool, I did it with my hands. Really, the window needs to come down. I was always wondering why my Corvette sounds like shit, even though the door cards say Bose. Take a look at this. This speaker is not a Bose speaker. Now we need to prep the door panel for wrap, so the first thing we're gonna do is clay bar. You can pick these up in big packs and they're gonna help you go ahead and get all the contamination out of the paint before you do isopropyl. So all I have in here is some Dawn dish soap and water. You can use any sort of like detergent soap because it's very good at getting dust, grime, and grease off. All of those things will make your wrap fail, so you don't want that to be the case. And what you're gonna do is spray down the panel that you're gonna wrap all over with the soapy water. And you're gonna take your clay bar and start doing this. So side to side, never circular movements, and then every so often when you notice it getting super dirty, you're gonna knead it over and then keep going. And this is just 70% isopropyl alcohol. Ugh, it smells really bad, but we're gonna go ahead and spray down the whole panel and wipe it with a clean rag. You really wanna pay attention and make sure that you get nooks and crannies like in here, because look at this. This is all the dirt that came off from inside of the door. So obviously you're gonna go ahead and measure everything out. You wanna see how much length and width you have within that needs to be covered. So with a Corvette, you are gonna run out of 59 feet. I mean, I'm almost out of wrap, and I only have one more panel done after the door. And you always know that the wrap is 5 foot in length. So you need to figure out the width that you need and then just always reference it based on that. But you'll also have a clear piece that comes off first before you do any wrapping whatsoever. And then you have your actual piece, and I'm gonna lift the corner. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So you always peel back one corner first, and this method right here is to ensure that you're not throwing any dirt underneath the wrap, because the wrap is very static, right? It'll pick dirt up off the ground within an instant. So you always take one corner, you kind of just get it started like this, and then there's a paper backing on the back that you peel. So let me just start it, and now I'm gonna peel it while it's still on the door panel. Exactly like this. Doesn't matter how wrinkled up the wrap gets, that's okay. We're gonna lift it in a second. And what I did right there is made sure that really no contamination gets in. So that's why you peel it from one side to another. Now the best piece of advice I can give here is, once you actually have this here, is to find your line. What does this mean? Well, we're gonna find one continuous line with no air bubbles, no creases, nothing, and we're going to lay it on the top. And you'll see exactly why I'm doing this in just a second. So right now I am finding my line near the top. Notice how when I go left to right, you can see one continuous line right there without a single crease. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say to find your line. We're gonna do a technique called glassing. That means we're going to lift the wrap up. Obviously, trying my best given that I'm doing this completely by myself, and you're gonna stretch it until it looks fluid. Now notice how after I heated it up and glassed it, a lot of that tension disappeared. Very good, that's what we're looking for. And then you kind of just squeegee it out, because you already set the precedent for how the wrap is gonna lay. Now it has air bubbles because, well, you didn't really apply the wrap yet, you just pre-stretched it out over the area that it's gonna be going on. So that's why you still have air. Now when it comes to cut and wrap, you wanna be very calculated, because, well, if you mess up, you'll see the color underneath, and if you go and do anything else, you might actually go through the paint and slice through it. So what I recommend is picking up a knife that looks like this, very standard in the wrapping world. And what you're gonna do is constantly snap off the blade so that you have a very fresh and sharp blade. And you're gonna hold the blade exactly like this. I'll show you. So like a pencil, except that you don't really put downward pressure, because if you put downward pressure, you'll hear it, you'll be going through the paint. So I always hold it like this, and I'll show you all how we do this. Lay it flat, not angled down, but as flat as possible, and we will follow the opposite line of the door. So that would be on the quarter panel. Now you all might be wondering, why exactly are we doing this in a separate portion compared to the main piece? Well, if you try to do this in one piece, it's way too much tension. You actually can't get the wrap to stick down in it. It'll lift with heat and it'll fail. So that's why we do it in a separate piece. I call it an inlay, and basically we're following the body lines here specifically so that when this main piece goes over it, you can't see the cuts that are already made. And all of this is done by hand. Usually people can use knifeless tape to do this job. I don't, because I've gotten pretty good at using the knife with a straight line, and I'm able to do it with just my skill. So if you want to use knifeless tape, go ahead, but I'm not. Let's lay this main piece now. Now, realistically, the only thing that's left are the mirrors. And if you think that's gonna be a piece of cake, well, you're in for a rude awakening that I already went through. So these are not easy to do because they have to be done in separate pieces. Did quick little prep, nothing crazy. The first inlay is going to be right here. So let's put that down and see if I have enough scrap material, because kind of went through a lot of wrap, but I think we may get lucky. Now let me duly note this. Doing it off the car makes it like 3 times more difficult because you have nothing to push against. But you know, it's not too bad. Now you all probably understand exactly what I'm doing. So we got one piece right here, followed the body line so the seam can be hidden. And now we got the bottom, this piece, and then we'll do the main. we need to go back in. No broken body clips, thank God. Home stretch for one side. So since I have this here, which is basically just a black accent that makes the color pop even more, I think the bottom part of this being black also makes sense. But yeah, I finished up with everything, and you can't really tell that I did it in separate pieces. Why? Because I overlaid it right, and the mirror came out super nice. So specifically with this area, you can see the seam if you look really closely, but the average person isn't gonna know to look for stuff like this, unless you actually rap for a living. Dry line a day keeps the doctor away. Does the Corvette know it's about to get a turbo or twin turbos? Not like the new Edge, because we got a single on there, but two of those size turbos on there.
Several days later.
Now, obviously, it took tons of effort to get this project done. I think I logged the hours at about 50 hours because I did it all by myself. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. What's up, guys? This is Zesty Wash, and I'm gonna show you what it does today.